On October 6, 2018, the world witnessed one of the most intense showdowns in MMA history. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. However, what happened inside the octagon was just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the lights, the trash talk, and the fight, there was a hidden narrative, a story of rivalry, culture, and honor that few know. Why did this fight go beyond sports? What truly fueled the explosive tension between these two giants? Get ready to dive into the behind the scenes of a battle that transformed MMA forever, revealing much more than punches and submissions. This is the story no one has told, until now. The fight between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor at UFC 229 was much more than a lightweight title match. It was the pinnacle of a rivalry fueled by personal insults, cultural pride, and months of tension. It all began with McGregor, known for his sharp tongue and provocative behavior, launching harsh verbal attacks on Khabib. These provocations went beyond the fighter himself. McGregor insulted Khabib's family, Islamic faith, and Dagestani roots in Russia. To Khabib, these insults crossed the line from sports rivalry to a matter of honor. The tension peaked in April 2018, months before the fight, when McGregor and his team attacked a bus carrying Khabib and other fighters. This violent incident, known as the bus attack, created a hostile atmosphere that made UFC 229 the most watched event in the organization's history. Inside the octagon, Khabib demonstrated why he was undefeated. He dominated the fight with superior grappling, repeatedly taking McGregor to the ground. In the fourth round, Khabib submitted McGregor with a neck crank, solidifying his position as the undisputed lightweight champion. However, the real storm came after the fight. Khabib leaped over the octagon fence to attack Dillon Danis, McGregor's training partner. While inside the cage, members of both teams clashed. Chaos erupted, causing a global outcry. Khabib was temporarily suspended and fined, but the fight left an indelible mark on MMA. UFC 229 was not just about a title, but about respect, rivalry, and the limits of sport. Khabib retired undefeated, and this fight remains one of the most discussed in history. Before UFC 229, Khabib and McGregor had vastly different paths in MMA, but their trajectories crossed due to their conflicting personalities and styles. Born in Dagestan, Russia, Khabib was an undefeated grappling powerhouse, focusing on controlling opponents with strength and technique on the ground. McGregor from Ireland was a global icon known for his charisma, sharp trash talk, and status as one of UFC's greatest, having become a two-division champion. The real rivalry ignited when McGregor, after winning the lightweight title in 2016, refused to defend it, resulting in his title being stripped. When Khabib became the new title contender in 2018, McGregor's taunts intensified, targeting not only Khabib's skills, but also his personal life, religion, and culture. McGregor even referred to Khabib as a little boy with a mustache, belittling his public image. The rivalry reached its boiling point in April 2018, when McGregor, in a fit of rage, stormed a UFC bus. He and his team hurled a metal dolly at the bus window, injuring fighter Michael Chiesa and forcing the cancellation of several fights. This attack was an attempt to intimidate Khabib, but it only fueled more hostility. Khabib was enraged by the incident, vowing to defend his family and cultural honor. This episode not only escalated the rivalry, but also garnered global attention. Khabib expressed disdain for McGregor's behavior and promised to defeat him to uphold his family's and country's honor. The bus attack became one of UFC's most controversial moments. As UFC 229 approached, tension reached unprecedented levels. What should have been a champion's fight turned personal, transcending sport for many. In the first round, McGregor's boxing style offered some moments of success, but Khabib's grappling dominance prevailed. The fourth round was decisive. After dominating McGregor for most of the fight, Khabib secured a neck crank submission, forcing McGregor to tap out. However, the post-fight chaos is what everyone remembers. As the referee declared Khabib the winner, he jumped over the octagon fence, charging at Dillon Danis, who had exchanged harsh words with him backstage. Khabib, furious and still affected by McGregor's insults, especially those targeting his family and religion, attempted to attack Danis. Security quickly intervened to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, Khabib's team members stormed the octagon, clashing with McGregor's team. The chaos led to Khabib's 9-month suspension and a hefty fine, as well as the Nevada Athletic Commission. After the fight, Khabib reflected on the event, apologizing for the post-fight chaos and emphasizing that his actions were driven by a need to defend his family and country's honor. Despite his strong connection to family and culture, he committed to maintaining professionalism in MMA. Khabib continued his unbeaten streak with more title defenses until retiring in 2020 after defeating Justin Gaethje, leaving MMA with a 29-0 record. For many, his fight against McGregor cemented his legacy in the sport. McGregor's post-defeat career was tumultuous, marked by behavior changes, injury recoveries, and mixed fight results. However, his rivalry with Khabib remains one of MMA's most memorable and discussed, not just for the competition but for the emotions surrounding the fight and its aftermath. This fight wasn't just about a belt, it was about identity, honor, culture, and rivalry, leaving a legacy that will be remembered both inside and outside the octagon for years to come. Khabib represented more than just his MMA skills. He was a symbol of pride for his homeland, Dagestan, a republic in Russia with a history marked by resistance and tradition. In Dagestan, values such as honor, respect, and family are fundamental pillars, and Khabib embodied these principles. McGregor's provocations were not seen merely as personal attacks, but as insults to an entire culture. For Khabib, defeating McGregor was not just a sporting goal, but a mission to restore respect to his land and his people. On the other hand, McGregor was the complete opposite of Khabib. He stood out in the UFC not only for his fighting skills, but also for his bold personality, extravagant style, and ability to sell fights through provocations. He brought to MMA a promotion style inspired by boxing trash talk, similar to Muhammad Ali. However, in Khabib's case, many fans and critics saw these provocations as excessive. Nevertheless, McGregor remained the global star who drew crowds, using the narrative of rivalry to increase attention to the event. UFC 229 became the most watched event in the organization's history, achieving record-breaking pay-per-view sales with over 2.4 million purchases. This number was driven not only by the sporting appeal, but by the curiosity surrounding the personal tension between the two fighters. Before the fight, the official weigh-in and the final stare-down showcased the intensity of the rivalry. McGregor, true to his style, made public provocations, while Khabib maintained his serious stance, refusing to engage in the psychological game. The atmosphere at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was electrifying, with fans divided between supporting McGregor and Khabib, turning the arena into a cultural battleground. The Khabib versus McGregor fight had a profound impact on MMA, redefining how rivalries are promoted. It marked a turning point in how far provocations can go before crossing the line. Since then, the UFC and other fighters have become more cautious when dealing with sensitive themes in rivalries. Additionally, the fight solidified Khabib's reputation as one of the greatest fighters of all time. He became a globally respected figure, especially among fans who value discipline and ethics in sports. His retirement in 2020 was seen as the end of an era, leaving a legacy few will match. Meanwhile, McGregor remained one of the sport's most polarizing figures. Despite losses and controversies, he continues to be relevant and attracts massive audiences. His ability to sell fights and draw attention remains one of the UFC's greatest assets. The Khabib versus McGregor rivalry is remembered not just for what happened inside the octagon, but for what it represented outside: two personalities, two cultures, and a battle for respect and recognition. For many fans, this fight demonstrated how deep MMA can be when sports, emotion, and identity intertwine. And so we conclude this journey through the untold story of Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor, a rivalry that went beyond the octagon, marking MMA with emotions that transcended the sport. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell for more epic stories from the world of fighting.